he is getting, both from those who supported him and don't want him to endorse Donald Trump because they don't think he is a movement conservative, the kind that they were hoping the nominee would be. And those, for example, some of the people here in the Texas delegation where I am now, Senator Cruz's home state, saying that he better, in fact, endorse Donald Trump because they want party unity. There was a moment, though, today that you can't make up or script, reality TV or not, and that is Cruz was giving a speech to some of his supporters while he was talking about Donald Trump, and at that moment, Trump himself flew over him in his plane. Watch this.
Our party now has a nominee. And I don't know. That was pretty well orchestrated. Jeff, did you email them to fly the plane right when I said that?
Jeff being Ted Cruz's former campaign manager, making a joke there, obviously. So what we're going to be listening for is how Ted Cruz phrases his acknowledgement of the reality that he is here at Donald Trump's convention. Donald Trump has been nominated, and he invited Ted Cruz to come here. We are told, hoping that he would get an endorsement, whether it will be tonight or maybe down the road. That's what we're kind of on pins and needles trying to figure out.
Dan, I'm back reporting for us from the floor. We'll get back to you shortly. Whatever else happens today will be the first one of the party hosts without question over how portions of Melania Trump's speech Monday night so closely resembled passages from Michelle Obama's speech 8 years ago. You'll recall the campaign and the party have invoked everyone from Hillary Clinton to My Little Pony to what happened tonight. None of the above. Jim Acosta is joining us now. So, Jim, today the campaign finally explained their version of how this all went down.
That's right, Wolf. The dam finally broke, and we got a fuller explanation as to how those portions from Michelle Obama's 2008 speech made their way into Melania Trump's 2016 speech, and it was a painful process. Even this morning on CNN's New Day, Chris Cuomo tried mightily to get campaign chairman Paul Manafort to fess up and explain what happened. Manafort was still insisting that no plagiarism had occurred and that only similar words were used from Michelle Obama's speech. And then Donald Trump put out this tweet at 11:30 this morning, around 11:30 this morning, saying, quote, "The media is spending more time doing a forensic analysis of Melania's speech than the FBI spent on Hillary's emails." A good singer perhaps should have been saved for a speech tomorrow night. But then about an hour after that, a statement came from the Trump campaign from a woman named Meredith McGyver. She is a speechwriter for the Trump organization. We can put this up on screen. She took responsibility for what happened. And here's what she says in this letter. She tried to resign from Trump's organization today, and they refused. But she says, quote, "In working with Melania Trump on her recent First Lady speech, we discussed many people who inspired her and messages she wanted to share with the American people. A person she has always liked is Michelle Obama. Over the phone, she read me some passages from Mrs. Obama's speech as examples. I wrote them down and later included some of the phrasing in the draft that ultimately became the final speech. I did not check Mrs. Obama's speeches. That was my mistake, and I feel terrible for the chaos I have caused Melania and the Trumps, as well as to Mrs. Obama." Wolf, in that letter, she goes on to say that she tried to resign. She offered her resignation. It was refused. Donald Trump, the Trump organization, told her that innocent mistakes were made there. But Wolf, when you talk to GOP sources around this convention, the consensus view is that this was a self-inflicted wound that we also took place on Monday night.
And Jim, another point, when Donald Trump arrived in Cleveland today, he was greeted by family, his vice presidential nominee. It was missing from that lineup that was telling. Tell us about it.
That's right. Notably, Melania Trump was not there. Now, we do know that during that vice presidential vetting process, Melania Trump was not there when Donald Trump, was meeting with Mike Pence from time to time. We were told, was taking care of their son, Barron, but she was not there when we saw that very Hollywood landing for Donald Trump. Donald Trump said at one time he wanted this convention to be more Hollywood, where he got it. Harrison Ford did not